subscription to Pornhub.
It's like the same reality, except for I have like a fedora in it.
I'm like a sexy little otter.
And we're back.
Fucking Stormy. I'm a sexy little otter.
Oh man, I need something to wash that down with.
I thought you were a doctor like Dr. Dre.
God damn
Just
it.
for you, Steve.
Hashtag get Steve demonetized. I like that.
Oh, it's so tangy.
All right. So, Candor, you awaken in your room after what you know to be a few hours of trying to identify, like, what is going on in other parts of the world using a talent you've kind of, like, mastered. The ability to see through yourself at wherever the furthest link time will allow you to see is. And you know that right about now, the other two of yourselves are in sync a few months in the future. That is the furthest that, like, your future sight will let you see.
It's like a modified version of that one weird spell that allows you to touch somebody and see through their eyes.
Yes, but this goes a little bit further because you have your future sight, your future seeing power. You can modify that as well to allow you to see through your other self's eyes.
But I still pass out if I take too much
Well, you have
damage.
to use the room in order to do it. So
yeah,
because you're like transcending not only space but also now time to see through these people's eyes.
So that's how I just woke up in my bed.
Yeah.
I figured as much.
But you know that you are now late because the party should be about to arrive here with something about a disease.
Oh. I'm going to go ahead and check the time.
Yeah, you're very late, actually. They've probably been down there for about 15 or 20 minutes.
I will fix my outfit and then head down.
Okay. Candor eventually makes his way down to the five of you waiting below. Abram is standing there discussing things about time with them as best as he can understand the things that you've told him about things.
It didn't make any sense.
Meg looks a little bit stunned right now, I'm assuming, after the news that she's gotten.
That's correct.
Of course it didn't make sense. It's because he's trying to explain it. And he's very intelligent, but he doesn't understand time in the same way.
I don't understand your concept of time. I watch time from the outside like a normal person. You're trying to watch time from the inside of all of the timelines.
Take that.
I mean...
You're also trying to watch it from inside outside yourself?
Yes.
Yes.
I think that's what happened. Yes, that's what happened.
I was hoping not to have a headache today.
All right, well, I'll let you take it from here, and I'll stand in the background and provide clarification when you start getting too far off of what makes sense. So they've supposedly found a disease that cures being you.
Me specifically?
No, as best as I can understand.
It's a
Do you remember how
cure for Candor.
This hurts to talk about. Do you remember how after the incident with Gimbal, everybody's mind set to a different time, and everybody was sure they were in a different time period?
Yes.
And you remember how we're doing that now, right?
Yes.
From what they're saying, I theorize that this disease might make you forget who you are in this time and maybe make you remember who you were in this time?
That sounds all kinds of problematic.
Yes, especially because you still haven't found any instances of Teddy, right?
In this timeline?
Yes.
No.
So if the world started knowing who Teddy was, then we'd be back to that problem you had before with people trying to bring Teddy back.
Yes. Yes.
I figure Zug tasted the disease.
Excuse me, what?
So there was residue. Am I on speaker for somebody?
You sound fine to me.
I was echoing slightly, but maybe only I can hear it. There was, I guess, Zug, a bit of the disease on a piece of paper with blood? And he decided to lick it.
How else would we find out what it was?
I'm gonna reach. I'm by the table, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna reach in the table for like some kind of like tongue depressor thing, and then start checking out his mouth.
Okay, Zug, are you allowing this?
He's gonna have to sign that contract also.
Okay. He has a contract for you. It specifically says that you will only use this for the purposes of this medical examination and no other purposes.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
Does cloning him involve part of this medical examination? I'm just curious.
Well, you could use it for things like scrying. You could use it for things like indirect killing, forced teleportation.
I mean, if we created another Zug, we could perform all kinds of experiments on it.
I think you can get a loan.
A lone body?
You know, like kind of like I got a blood sample here. How much is this worth?
Yeah, so can we get a body sample?
I don't think we want to separate parts of him from him.
We have the machinery.
Pretty sure you're going to have to sign more than one contract if you want that.
Probably, actually.
Yeah, something about that seems marginally unethical.
I mean, if he consents to it, it's okay, right? He would consent, then we could run a series of tests on him and see what we end up with. Zug, how do you feel about dying repeatedly?
Let's do the clone thing.
Okay.
Attack of the Zug Wars.
Zug.
Um,
His mouth's not just colored or anything.
So when you're looking at his mouth, his tongue does have some weird coloration to it.
What color?
There's like little tiny spots of red here and there that are like, you're like looking at it for a while and they're like slowly changing the color on his tongue.
He's been drinking Sappho juice.
Very, very slowly though.
It's just like going through a variety of colors?
No,
or?
it's like slowly turning red.
Oh.
Like a goblin tongue normally has like a more like pinkish color, and this is like turning a very reddish color.
Gotcha.
Is Kandor a doctor?
No.
How does he know?
TV.
He has a lot of ranks in a lot of things.
How to do medical examinations on tongues?
Da 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 da.
He doesn't really, but
That's
he
all
knows when a tongue looks different than what
It's all right. I just saw a different me do something very similar to this.
The most exciting part of time travel: forensic medicine.
Yeah, it was about some adverse reaction to something that he was giving somebody, you know. But
Wait, the problem with this is we don't have the ability.
How's my plague mask at?
Did you taste anything funny?
You said you tasted like disease, right?
Yeah.
Sick people. Because apparently he's been licking sick people.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Probably not the last.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm not used to being around such chaotic people.
We're not even doing anything here, dude.
Oh, specifically him. It's been a while.
He's just standing there letting you look at his tongue.
I don't think we have what we need to keep him from eventually permanently ceasing to exist.
What?
We don't have the spells on him. We have the machinery to make duplicates of him, but...
You're saying he's dying?
No, they'll be modified duplicates, and if we keep killing him over
Wait,
and
no,
over
you're
again...
saying this him is dying?
No, we're saying if we're going to do the experiment where we copy him over and over again, and then we run a bunch of tests, and if he dies from the test, then we move on to the next copy. There's a chance we may not be able to bring him back after a certain number of them.
Do you really want a lot of Zugs running around out there? Like,
It
what
would
if they
not
get
make
loose?
a lot of other Zugs. It would make a bunch of Zugs that are waiting for this Zug to die.
How do you make sure that they wait? What if they're
You make them
impatient?
one at a time. Unfortunately, it also takes a lot of time, doesn't it? Yes, it takes months.
Yes.
But I don't think we have months, do we?
Probably not. We never have months.
Well, blood it is then. Do you have anything you can test on him? You have
Do I?
remnants from times before, right?
Oh, from Zug?
Just in general. See if he sees... No, you never got any pictures.
Wait a minute. Let me see. Do I have my book on me?
You have your second book.
Pop-up book?
Yes, you don't have the good book. You have the second book, which has
Is that the one with
less
the
useful
pop-up
items
stuff?
in it. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Does it only work for me, or does it...
It mostly only works for you, or other people who've been in extended contact with you.
Ah, perfect. Here, reach in this real quick and see if you, come up with anything, Zug.
I'll try.
Okay. Zug, give me a will save as you reach into the book.
Yeah, because
Ooh.
last time they were here, I found out who was who, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You unfortunately cannot seem to get your hand into the book. Something about this is kind of like blocking your mind. And Kandor, as you notice this kind of mental block, you'll remember something you know you have in this book. It is a mind tap.
Mind
A
tap?
mind tap.
Like M-I-N-E?
M-I-N-D.
That's what I was
Where is
afraid of.
my
Yep.
mind?
Sure. I'll go ahead and find that page or reach into it.
Yeah,
However,
you find it. It looks like a spike about yay big that you know you drive into the back of somebody's
Yay big.
head. The spike
Good God.
becomes like semi-ethereal when it drives in, and it puts their brain into sync with parts of their other selves. It allows you to
Perfect.
kind of draw information to a kind of like median point.
and how it and I need to just kind of gradually push this into the back of his head or something.
You like palm slam it into their head.
Perfect. I'm gonna reach in there. I've got something else, and I will pull out a mallet.
Okay.
And then
That's
does
good.
it hurt? Does it
Yes,
hurt
it
to
hurts
this?
like hell because it's kind of like if you could stab yourself, if you were being stabbed in the back of the head with something, but then you also got to feel every other version of yourself get stabbed in the back of the head with the thing as well.
This is going to hurt quite a bit. Do you have a form I need to sign or something like that, or like a permission slip from your parent or guardian? Or is this just
Parent or guardian? Can I be Zug's guardian?
Yeah, I'm sure I can write up something.
Give me
Sure,
a knowledge law here. You come up with the best I think you can come up with.
Well, that's what I forgot to do.
All right. And are you going to consent to him nailing this into the back of your head?
I haven't killed anybody with this before, have I?
It wasn't you that killed them.
That's inspiring all kinds of hope, I think.
Yeah, I haven't killed anybody with this before. It wasn't me. I'm more trained than... You know what? That's not the point, though. But... All right, well...
What about that guy that passed out on the floor?
Hmm?
Never mind.
I'm going to line it up and make sure everything's perfect.
Mhm.
And then hit you with a hammer.
And kind of hammer it into the back of his head.
Zug, I need you to give me a fort save first.
Well, I've been rolling really low. Let's see if it continues.
Don't die, don't die, don't die.
Okay.
Woo!
So
You can do it, Zug.
the immense pain of this thing, like being hammered in your head. You've been hit in the head numerous times before and taken some pretty rough blows. It feels like something hit you really hard in the back of the head, and then it happens like 7 or 8 more times, all seemingly at kind of the same time, but a little bit separate from each other. And for a moment, you want really badly to kill Kandor.
Uh-oh.
Give me a will save.
Well, that's all of my.
Yeah.
That's kind of the point here. You manage to kind of hold back this really strong feeling of like wanting to kill Kandor, but as you look at Kandor, you can just like you just keep thinking like it would be neat if like you were just dead right now.
Glad I can't hear that.
All right. Well, Kandor, you wanted to offer him the book again?
Yeah, sure. Now, think about yourself, or I don't know, however it works. Just reach in there and do something.
All right.
That'll probably work this time.
Give me another will save, Zug. With a +5. Ooh. You reach in. In this, I need you to give me a D10 roll as well.
Me or?
No, Tom.
Okay. Cool.
Let's see. Your first character died. Second character. Yeah, that would be the order for Nellic, wouldn't it? Nellic was your third character, right?
Oh God.
There was Grod or Grog.
Grog.
Your second character was in that same game, wasn't it?
That was the game where it was Grog was when me and Tom were. But that was the one I was.
Grog was the very first game. That was the game that had Kyle in it.
Grog is when I was eating poison and
mutton ice cream.
Mutton ice cream, yeah.
Right, and that was the game where the game got way too big and we had to split the game. But did Grog die in that game?
If he was in my party, he died.
Both parties ended up dying ultimately.
Because my party was
one party died in a boat, the other one got teleported out to the desert and starved to death.
That was me.
I
was with Kyle.
Was
that with the Ken Casey when we died of the basilisk?
No, that was the Bargus. That was a later game.
I don't think that he was. I know I was with Kyle, right? Because Kyle was very annoyed about my erotic poetry being a paladin.
That might have been game 2.
If that was game 2, then yeah, Nellic would have been game 3.
Yeah. Okay.
That hurt a lot more than I wanted it to.
So you reach in to the book, and you are literally thinking about an item that could kill Kandor. And you reach into the book, and you pull out a very, very big sword. You are holding like this way too large weapon in your hands. This weapon is a very long falchion, almost too long, and sharpened with a bit of a curve to the blade to it. And you can feel in your brain thinking like, if I could just pick this thing up and stab him with it, I could fucking kill them right now!
Do I recognize this weapon?
This is the falchion that Kirintul used to carry. It has a special version of Improved Critical that existed from the long, long ago. Or a special version of Keen that existed from the long, long ago. That works with people who are naturally good at finding precision points. You don't know how he would have thought to do that until you start remembering the history of his characters, and you realize that you've connected all of the evil characters to each other in one giant thought vortex.
Oh, joy. I figured that was probably what was going to happen, but does he look like he's trying to? Does he look like he has malintent in his eyes? Like he's trying to.
Zug, give me a bluff, and Kandor, give me a sense motive. At I think you'd be at about +15 right now.
Whew.
So it'd be 25. So yeah, he looks very much so. He looks like he is very much so looking at you with a desire to end you.
I'm gonna try to like close the book around the item.
Yeah, it like tries to close, but he's got the blade out like all the way. Once you pull something out, it kind of pushes itself out the rest of the way.
Gosh, I thought maybe it was like still part of the way in, and it was like trying to like put it back in there.
But thankfully, like he can't lift it, and his mind's not. You know, at least this much, his mind isn't focused enough that like he can actively recognize like what this current body's powers are. There's too many brains all telling him different things to do at the same time. This was your first prototype when you were trying to get your mind in alignment with all the other personalities that you had kind of forced together into that form with Xavier. Or Nico Stratus, rather. I'm sorry. Nico
yeah.
Stratus.
Is the brain spike? Is that a thing that comes out of his head then, or is that
you can get it out of his head? You just need to be able to like reach back there and like just kind of pull on it, and it will like rip from his head.
Okay, so now that he has the item, I'm assuming that's probably what I should do then.
Well, he's got it. Can I get Zug to give me a will save?
Yep.
And give me a D10 roll.
That's gotta be
anything but 3. 5 would be 2 after that, so it'd be Nelik.
Was it the dagger
Nelik
guy?
died, then it was the...
Oh, Nelik was the dagger guy.
Then it was the guy who had the baseball attack.
Baseball Fury.
And then this would actually be the character right before Matic.
Thank God he didn't roll a 6.
My mind bender.
Oh yes, actually, this would have been the Mindbender. You're correct. I'm one short there. So you would recognize. Do you have any enchantment spells at all?
Maybe. Let's see what I have.
If you have one, you would attempt to cast it on Kandor. And then Kandor, I'm going to need a CMB check versus Zug CMD to try to grab that thing out of the back of his head.
Oh.
So you're going to be rolling that. Look up what your... Well, actually, you'd be rolling it at plus 12 here.
Okay.
So that, I think... Does that beat your CMD, 29?
My CMD?
Yeah, Zug CMD.
Yes.
Do you have an enchantment spell in your...
Yeah. Hideous Laughter.
Okay, give me a casting of that, because if successful, you'll stop him from... and then I need a will save from Kandor. This is at plus 9. No, this is at also plus 12. So you've got a really high chance of beating this.
Whoops. I guess it would just be the
we
first
take the
one.
first one.
Unless we do it that way?
No. How did you get it to flip-flop?
We can just drag it.
Oh, okay. No, that's still enough. Oh no, you added a plus. No, it's 2 plus 12. So you would fail. No. Kandor suddenly starts laughing. What is Kandor laughing and saying? Why are these dice stuck on my screen?
Oh, please don't kill me. Did somebody get this thing out of the back of his head?
Is everybody just going to stand there? Zug, you can give me another will save if people are just going to stand there while this is happening.
Right.
Alphine, you want to take that big sword away from the little goblin, please?
Yeah.
Yeah, Zug, give me another D10.
Is there some kind of first aid I can do here, DM?
Wait, should I try and get the sword away from him, or get the spike out of his head?
You can either try to get the spike out of his head, or try to get the sword away from him.
Let's get the sword first. We'll do the spike next.
Why don't I do the spike
He's
because
gonna kill me.
Okay, let's gang.
Go for it.
All
Give
right.
me a CMB check, Meg.
What do I need to do?
You'll need. Hold on. Let's go through this in order real quick. So,
Okay, no problem.
Zug, you are currently going to be, if I'm remembering chronology correctly, this would be the character right before this one.
I don't remember if it was Riley, my.
One right before this one. Would
No,
that be
Riley
the one
doesn't count. Riley doesn't count because Riley is in the future, so Riley doesn't exist.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, I guess that'd be Grace then, the Paladin of Ganthet.
Yes, that would be the one. So in this case, you would probably not be interested in killing Kandor and probably just be really confused.
Really confused, or assume this is something Ganthet has done.
Yes, assumes this is some kind of trick that Ganthet is doing. And at that point, can I have a CMB from both Galfine and from Meg? I'll roll the CMB for Meg.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
So the both of you, Galfine, you strip the weapon away. And Meg, you pull the little spike from the back of his head. And Zug, you go back to being Zug.
Somehow he still wants to kill Kandor.
He might want to after that experience.
I was just gonna say, now he has a legit reason to kill Kandor.
Oh joy! I'm going to step away from him.
I understand your motivation there, Kandor, but really? Those were some pretty awful people I thought you said he's been.
Yeah, I was hoping it wasn't those awful, that awful people, or the other one, the other super evil one.
Try the things on people that you're not sure the exact effect on. Wouldn't it have been better? I know at least you know this one, right? And he points to Harcourt. You know Harcourt.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it have been better to use Harcourt in this example? What's the worst you could have gotten there?
Good question. That's a good question.
I think there's only one other one, right? Was there another? Harcourt, how about it?
You want to shove that spike in my skull, stick my hand in a book, and see if I come out with something that won't kill Kandor. So this is not the let's kill Kandor show, is what you're saying.
I'm very partial to that idea of not killing you.
Okay, and I'm pretty sure too, if you can solve the problem, I'm all for that.
Wait. We could go even weirder. This is a theory worth testing. On Gimble's kid?
Oh, yes, the
Gimbal.
Gimbal. Ooh,
I'm
probably
liking
what,
this.
4?
What are we just okay? So let me get this straight. We're just going around to all the short people in the group and just shoving spikes in the back of their skulls.
It's like an ethereal spike. It's not an actual spike. There'll be no physical damage.
That looked painful.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of mental damage, but it's not physical.
It needs to be somebody who he knows has other personas, is what he said before. And that all we're left with is we know the other two don't have other personas that have passed.
Yeah.
So,
well, no, that's not true.
Wait, yeah, you did say there was the little kobold girl, right?
Yeah, but
I don't know that she would
it be a
have
really
a good
bad
enough
idea?
link.
But how interesting would it be to get Gimbal though?
It would be very interesting.
Agreed. Let's do it.
Meg?
Great, let's do it.
Do you have waivers?
I feel
too?
as a
thing?
follower of Shot, this is a chance for some interesting knowledge.
Yes.
So
The
puppet
especially
comes out.
self-knowledge. So I'm gonna
puppet
ask
have
if
any
there's like a
extra
chair or something I can grip on and somebody to hold me
There
so I
is.
don't fling.
Yes.
If that is what you want, Abram will reach down and pull a table out of the chair at the same time Kandor does.
Okay.
Here's a
I'm
wooden
gonna say
spoon.
like a Shasat like mantra while
Okay.
we're doing this over again. Like, knowledge is my friend. Knowledge is my friend.
All right.
Let's go.
Abram's like, I don't know if this is going to hurt or fix time.
Oh, this will probably
Potentially hurt.
do both.
Yeah. Okay.
I thought you were going to say hurt him, her, or me, and
She's
also
going to
both.
hurt no matter what.
Oh yeah, this will probably hurt me too. I don't know why. It's just something funky about the timey-wimey nonsense. Yeah, let's go ahead.
Wait,
I
are you
light
guys
it up
going to do this? Because I'm losing my will for this the longer it's debated, so let's act while I'm
I'm gonna
still
aim it up
like
with the part of the brain that I need to hit.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Not going to pass out from fear.
Fun. Give me a fort save. I will roll it up for you.
Thank you.
11.
The hair is a little much.
The hair is good.
Up, it's next.
It needs a comb.
When the spike goes into the back of your head, you remain conscious, but you are very, very much so in pain. When this spike comes out, this is probably going to like hurt like hell. But in the meantime, something about the spike being there makes the pain just kind of sit there, but not take full effect. And then I need a will save.
From me?
Yep, I will roll. I
All right,
keep forgetting
Jim.
I've got a perfect. You are Gimbal for the first time, having lost track of everything that has gone on. You've been separated from time itself for a very long time. But you now know that you're capable of seeing time again. But no one here do you know. You don't know any of these people. All of these people are confusing except Kandor. Kandor is the only person here that you recognize.
Are there any like physical changes when they go through these, or?
No, there's no physical changes. They still look like themselves right now.
Kandor, you rancid son of a bitch.
Is it Gimbal?
I mean, unless Meg remembered my name, but I don't think Meg would call me a rancid son of a bitch.
Are we
Unless
going
that was your
clothes
name.
shopping? What the fuck is going on?
It must be Gimbal. I have this red drink that you would like that you might like. I'm gonna try to look around for like the Dave's red drink that they brought the last time.
You can pull it out.
I feel kind of weird, kind of feminine. What's going on?
You
Oh.
you can look around and notice you are in a woman's body. A female
hey,
gnome's body. That is a cleric to Shishat.
Hey, I'm a cleric of Shishat now, huh? That must have been a hell of a bender. Was it another one of my crazy PR ragers?
Yeah, this one was a gender bender.
Huh. Who are all these people? I assume I
Well,
woke up next to some of them? Hey, who's
first
the
of all-
half-orc?
First of all, you're Meg, your daughter, right?
Granddaughter.
Granddaughter.
Granddaughter. My apologies. So, if you're wondering why you have all the female accoutrements, that would be why.
Also, he's dead, not dead? Time distorted?
Yes, that's the more accurate one.
So
Yeah.
all that time stuff didn't work out the way I kind of thought it was?
Well,
You
kind of.
You didn't let the Staff of Time end up in Nelik's hand, or in Maddox's hands. But you also had to leave with it. And things have been messed up since you've been gone. Right, Kandor?
Yeah, Teddy's gone in this world, but they're trying to resurrect him now, so
Again.
probably worse. It's probably worse. There's a whole church dedicated to him.
Oh, wow, really? He's such a
Yeah.
treat.
Oh, ooh. You're also gonna be really upset. You know Steve Allure?
My PR project?
Yeah. Well, in that timeline.
He's actually doing financially very well. His city is doing financially very well.
He's doing fine. Yeah, he's doing financially fantastic.
But do you want to tell him, or should I?
You can go ahead.
Okay. He made a murder dungeon.
A murder dungeon?
Yeah,
Like the,
so
the
let's say...
Rightar one?
Yeah, let's say, for example, that you want to be the very best like no one ever was and you want to prove it. You can go to his dungeon and fight through his dungeon of infinitely increasing problems. And if you survive, you get a big prize.
What happened to the family fun park?
You weren't there to...
Steer the direction.
This is
Yeah.
so... I mean, it's so him, but off the brand I was trying to build.
The best I think I understand is, imagine if it weren't you building the brand and instead Time had to fix the fact that you were gone and make it so Nico is his PR person.
Yeah, not a good idea.
And
so,
this is my granddaughter's body?
yes.
Yeah, she's one of the few people that remembers that you exist.
Well,
and-
she doesn't remember, I think, right? Her grandmother remembers and told the
Yes.
story.
Yes, that's what it is.
Tom, while you're sitting over there, give me another will save.
All right.
God damn it.
Well, okay, so
Okay. I'll let you know later.
since I'm just getting all kinds of bad news, father's still a thing?
Father Dearest does still exist.
Is it better or worse than last time, though? About the same, I think.
Well, they're caught up in warring with Blacksmith Inc. That
Oh,
much is
yeah.
good. They have like a mutual destruction agreement /
Mutually assured destruction for both
I
of
mean,
them,
that's what
hopefully.
we're hoping for.
A non-aggression pack or a
No,
den-
they're still
detente?
aggressive. They're both basically trying to steal from each other constantly.
They're in the same market, and they're trying to, kinda
Wizards that
corner it.
want to bend other wizards and other spellcasting types to their will. We've done
How
the best
far
we
in
can.
the
to keep
future
them
is
here.
this?
Hundreds of years.
Hundreds of years.
Yes, about 200-300.
I'm
I've
gonna look
lost a
through my
little
other
track
book.
though, right? I mean,
I'm gonna look through my other book. I'm sure there's probably tabs somewhere.
the problem going
Oh,
through your
fuck.
book is that, like, as you're looking through the book, you've got so many adjustments to time that you've, like, completely lost track of, like, where in the last couple hundred years you've gotten things reoriented to. You've got your notes really clear as to where you are, but you're not sure. Like, you could be off by a range of about 100 to 150 years.
You're somewhere in between these pages. Well, you were. Now you're in between these pages. Yes.
Sort of, yeah.
Well, did we
Sorta.
at least prevent what was Tom's character's name? I've forgotten already.
Attic or
Matic was stopped, but he was sort of time displaced with you. So you both got ripped out of time.
with a staff of time.
Yes.
Well, he was kind of a dick.
For some reason, Zug, you take offense to that comment.
Who's that angry-looking goblin?
Which one? The
I don't know.
The brooding one in the
There's
corner?
2 goblins, actually.
There's 2 goblins.
Yeah,
oh,
one
wait,
female
but one's-
goblin, one male goblin.
Well, one's a dude and one's a chick.
Well, the dude is the one that likes the weird disease thing. You don't know about that yet. That's right. Disease paper, there's like some blood on it, and now he's got some sort of weird time disease that's going to make him cease to exist in the timeline, or he's going to forget that he exists, or
No, I
something
don't
like
think
that.
he's going to forget. I think he's going to reset to what his other version would be.
Ugh. Why
I
not
don't
for you?
know. I don't. But is it? I'm still confused. They tried to bring the notes, but they didn't bring the notes. They brought the notes in their heads.
This is just disconcerting, to say the least. I'm in my granddaughter's body. None of my adventures appeared to work out. Steve Allura is running a dungeon. Please tell me Rapor didn't go back to wherever that horrible place was. And
I love how you
continue
called him
thinking,
Rapor and not Fightar.
or whatever his horrible name was. Whatever his horrible name was. Fightar didn't go back to the land of the rape dungeon. And
Actually,
continue that.
the party did end up going back there, and Fightar gave his life for everybody by killing. What was his name?
Rytar or Minotaur?
Rytar was the spellcaster's name.
well, good for him. He was.
I like the new name, by the way.
It was not unfitting. So, how long am I gonna be here? I mean, am I gonna be in my granddaughter's body for a while? I mean,
If we leave the spike in, I think you flicker between the two periodically. If we take the spike out, you go back to wherever it is that we brought you from.
because it's probably been forever since I had a drink.
It has been hundreds of years since you've had a drink.
We still got that. We still got access to that Elven Dragon wine.
Ooh.
It would be very expensive and in-house blade.
Would it have been in was that? Was it Nico or was that in his wine cellar?
Yeah.
It would have been in the wine cellar.
Oh yeah, I forgot that would. Damn. Yes.
This
Well,
world
That
sucks,
that
guys.
comment actually immediately makes you remember, Kandor, something very important. You should be near right now where the wine cellar is. But the wine cellar would have been, according to the way the houses are laid out, the wine cellar theoretically should have been in the Narenhawk territory. But you know that no one's seen a building that matches your description and anywhere except House Blade.
Interesting. Oh, I accidentally put these giant dice on the thing, and I don't know how to get rid of them.
Cool, thank you. I could not
Yeah.
figure out how to get rid of them, and it was really
I just
annoying
clicked delete. We're not in House Blade, are we? The territory.
No, we're in my estate, Narenhawk.
Okay. But they've seen this building in the territory for that, right?
We asked people about the building when you first arrived here, and it was there. It was in Blade, not over here. I didn't think about that until because we had a lot going on. Somebody just left a note. It didn't seem important. It seemed like maybe we just had the mapping off. But when he mentions it, the wine, the cellar. I remember you talking about the cellar before. It was closer to the center of town, more towards the north. But it would not have made sense to be in Blade territory. It's like things have flipped, things have shifted.
Interesting.
So we don't have access to the booze?
No.
Okay.
I don't think
This is
so.
hard.
Maybe?
If you could get a hold of Vinny somehow.
Well, that's also assuming it would be in the same position. It'd probably still be in House Blade somewhere, but it would be in a different location than I remember it being in. Or the same place, but a different place on the map, geographically. Anyways.
That was a nice place.
It was a beautiful cellar. Best thing the doors ever made for me, specifically. Well, that me.
So what happened to my cousin? He must be dead, right?
Cousin?
I remember that cousin?
Nope.
Was my henchman the alchemist?
Yeah, alchemist. Was that the guy who was always doing acid or making acid or...
No, that was a different character.
That was a different... Yes. He was with the bland one.
I'm trying to remember the alchemist.
It was racked with nightmares.
Why can't I remember this character?
Because he was bland as F.
What game was?
Or
Wait,
does
wasn't
it
that in Pathfinder Society?
Oh.
No, I got a henchman, and it was a cousin that we had rescued from father.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I do vaguely remember this.
He kind of...
Not with
He didn't exist with the
Rolbo.
group, so he wasn't with us. Wasn't with them.
Well, that he probably dead or something.
Probably just elsewhere.
What's that?
Probably just elsewhere.
Could be.
Yeah, he probably just didn't
So,
go with them.
who's our new
Yes.
friends here?
Oh, yes. These are the group. That's Harcourt. I know that's Harcourt. Spinks? No, Spinksara? Shaxaga? No.
It's
no.
Galpian.
That was close.
Gimble, he
Strange
extends a hand.
names.
Really great to meet you, Galfine. It's just great to be here wherever this is. And, if you ever need investment advice or looking to talk about your brand and what magic can bring to you, I'm your guy.
So, Gimbal is just Meg?
I'm many things.
Abram laughs a bit heartily at that.
Okay.
Or two, the goblins.
Would you like to introduce yourself, or should I do it for you?
I'm Pax. You're
Hi,
Meg,
Pax.
so this is confusing. Meg is my buddy.
Ah, she's an outgoing sort. That's good. We don't need any shy ones in the family line.
She's lovely. She cares a lot about other people.
Oh, that's great.
Was that a moment of disappointment in Gimbal?
I think it's good to care about other people.
Meg / a gimbal ?
Yes.
Meg X Gimbal. Wait, no, that's different.
And then the other last one.
That's Zug, I believe, or just one Zug. How many is
Zug.
it? One. Ah, yes. My apologies.
Hi,
Zug.
Zug.
Surname redacted.
Surname redacted, eh?
It's not
No.
Red Moon, is it? Please tell me it's not fucking Red Moon. Oh, for the love of God. Is it?
He's full goblin.
Oh, what's-
so not likely.
So you still
Yeah, I was
do
like,
this,
what's
huh?
the goblin territory last name?
Just goblin. They don't really have last names.
Just goblin territory.
It's
Yep.
anything. It's anything but Red Moon. That's fine. Okay, that's good. Yes. Well, he doesn't. Yeah. Anyways, that's good.
So how are we able to do this? Because I thought we needed a staff for all this kind of stuff.
So,
Memory spike?
Memory
yeah,
spike, eh?
re-
Is it in the back of my head?
Mind spike? Yeah. That's probably what that pain is. Yeah, that is what that pain is. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that explains that. It's pretty brave of her. The next time I meet her, if I'll ever meet her, I have to say, yeah, that's good on you, sister. Good on you. Well, I guess granddaughter, right?
Yeah, not
You can always. You can always leave her a note.
Okay.
I don't know.
Anybody got pen and quill stick?
Probably. It's quill. I'm gonna look for a quill stick specifically.
yeah,
on the
you can
table.
find one out of the table. This rustic. Oh, you pull out this rustic old Incan quill.
Dearest Meg, eh?
Yes.
Dearest Meg, parentheses, granddaughter.
Okay, well, for writing for Gimbal. So remember, Gimbal had the speech disorder where, like, if there wasn't somebody else for him to adapt a speech tone to, it was
that's
very
true,
difficult for him to talk in normal languages. I'm assuming his writing, though, is probably not adaptive in the same way. So I assume that you're probably going to write a letter that will be rather confusing for your granddaughter to read.
That's true. I have to pick up the accent of everyone around me.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So I will, when I'm talking to you goblin people for a prolonged period of time, I will start with a goblin accent in the common. Part of my curse. So I was just thinking back on that Naga chick. That was wild. Anyway,
No, James, it doesn't work.
part out.
what's that?
James is like trying to play with the green screen options.
So
And I'm tempted to turn off his video if he keeps it.
writing's never been my thing. So what do we do now? I mean, she can't stay with a spike in the back of her head, right? I mean, that's kind of
I
it's
just thought it'd be
painful.
something nice to leave for her, but that's okay. We also have other
Uh,
things that we need to do, I believe.
Do I have
Probably.
access to any of my a dazzling array of spells at all?
No, you haven't memorized spells for the day. If by
Oh
chance,
man, now I really feel like pointless and useless.
if by chance, Meg, you could sleep as Gimbal and wake as Gimbal, you could regain Gimbal spells,
Oh wow.
but they would be limited to like the current level of what Meg is. So if the spike stays in, you can play a hybrid Meg Gimbal, but you will be randomly going back and forth, and it may result in a one day you wake up and you're less powerful potentially than before.
What if we got the headband out of the book?
That is not in this book. It's in the other
Oh.
book that's lost.
No. So then we don't have to go get a clone body from that computer thing.
Oh,
Okay.
So you could put your brother in the clone body eventually.
Eventually. But I was thinking, well, we could Gimbal Meg, and instead of having Gimbal Meg or Meg Gimbal, we could have Meg and Gimbal.
Oh,
But if we don't got the headband, then it ain't gonna help.
Would any party
scares me.
deserve such gnomish awesomeness at one time, Meg and Gimbal?
Mhm.
I could make even more arcane and confusing references.
This does
Wouldn't it
leave
be
us
nimble?
at an interesting conundrum, though. Is this something that, out of character, is this something that you would be interested in pursuing?
The role playing application is intense and interesting, and yeah, actually, it sounds so strange and weird. Yeah, I totally.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, we're a bit off topic, but you wanted him to try to remove something from the book, right?
Yes. Here's the book. If you could reach in
Okay.
there and pull something out, preferably something that won't kill me, that'd be greatly appreciated.
Give me a will save at +5.
Okay, if you could do that for me.
Yep.
Woo!
Very good. You will reach your hand into the book. And as you're like reaching in, you have a thought about like your experience with Kandor and like what even is he having me reach in here for? Like I wish there was just something that could kind of make sense of it all. And as you pull out the book, you pull out a very unique vial. It looks sort of like a very unique bottle. It looks sort of like a regular potion bottle, except that it is like strobing with various different colors, as if it's like as if it's got like a chromatic effect on it.
Okay.
And you'll notice as Kandor, as you pull this out, this might actually help. This is a bottle that you created a while back to identify different liquid substances for certain specific traits. And you can run a number of experiments on these substances based on things like, in this case, blood, disease, or other things, and sort of break them down to like a component materials sort of thing. You can use this with spells to faster identify what a spell is. You could just pour a spell into it and immediately know what that spell is, and then you just pour the spell back into a bottle. You can do it with drops of blood. You'll get like diseases. You'll get like a disease. You'll get some information about the person's biology. It's a very quick and easy way to identify what the liquid you're looking at was before.
And the liquid that's in there doesn't spill out or anything?
No.
Ooh, wonderful. Ooh, this could be very useful.
It is. So it worked.
Is that what you guys were looking for?
It is now.
Yep. All right, do we try the goblin blood in it, or do we try the disease in it?
I don't see why we can't try both. Not at the same time. That would be.
Yes, but which do we try first?
I mean, I'm assuming we'd be able to try both of them at different points. I guess we could try let's try the goblin blood first.
Okay. You drop the drops of goblin blood, or he'll like try to carefully only drop one drop in, and you will get like some details. It is the blood of a goblin. It gives like precise age, gender, etc. And then it gives you some other stats that it is diseased. It will give you alignment details. He is lawful evil, correct? It's only visible by Kandor, by the way.
Probably. Let's see. Yes.
For a moment, it flickers for a second, and you think you see a different alignment, but then it flickers back to lawful evil.
So change to neutral evil.
Yeah, chaotic evil.
There we go. I try to give you the benefit of the doubt.
And It gives you like that he's a spellcaster, wizard, and it gives you a few other lesser details, like hair color, skin tone color, etc.
Does it flicker anymore?
Give me a d20 roll.
I'm assuming it'd probably be easier to recognize if I was doing it or checking during the physical traits, which would be much different. I'm assuming.
Yeah, you're looking through things, and as you're watching it, you do notice that like all the traits will sometimes flicker momentarily.
Zug, do you feel okay?
You feel fine.
Well, I would think that he's probably referring to the demon book that's trying to change me, right?
That could be as well. Yes.
Yeah. So I was reading this book, and
Go
yeah.
on.
There's Harcourt.
Well, it was owned by some evil creatures.
Of course
Do you have the book with you, or is it back at your house? I'm assuming it's back at your house because it's heavy.
Yeah, I don't think I can carry anything, but I'll double check here. Actually, I do have it on me. I have two demon books with me.
All right, will you show it to him?
Yeah, I don't know which one it was. I got the demon inside and Oh Suffer Ye Insolent Mortals.
It is
Inside.
the demon inside is the book that
Those
that
are
is
probably the
converting
safest
you.
books ever.
Oh Suffer You, the Oh Suffer Ye Mortals is a much different book. So Kandor, what do you want to do here with this book? First, give me a d20 roll. I'll give you a knowledge check on it.
Good. I don't want to lose any sanity.
Sure. Oh, so bad.
You haven't seen this book before, have you?
No. This is not something I've ever seen.
Let me calculate real quick. Probably about. I'm gonna like gauge about where I think my sanity would be.
You are probably okay-ish right now.
How? Well, what level is he? I'm gonna like do some perception checks and. Oh no!
Going off of the bottle, you can get a relative idea of like where you think he would be on the casting chart.
Because relative to how he is, I'm gonna guess about how powerful this book is, and.
Yeah, I mean you could do it that way. He's somewhere between 5 and 7.
Okay, so he's not double digits yet, so that's good. I probably won't lose too much, but I don't know how much I want to see. But you know what? I don't know. Like maybe I should think about this a little bit more before.
Okay. You touch the book, and you feel an overwhelming sensation of dread and darkness as the room changes, and you are looking at an entirely different room. You want so badly to become like your friends. Nico gave up on you. He left. What a fool. You'll show him. You found this book left in the mayor's office, and this book is teaching you the truth. This book will let you beat Nico once and for all. When Nico gets back, you'll make sure whoever this Kandor is, he won't matter anymore. You'll get Nico back. He'll need to be Nico again. He'll need to do the right thing for the town, for the people. And if he won't, then you will. You're the rightful mayor. You can make it happen. Or at least you will be.
I think of the town. What town am I thinking of?
Akunsaunt.
That's what I thought.
As you come out, I think you can realize whose memories those were. A follower, a henchman you let go because he just didn't fit with the new version of you.
Oh no.
And you would know now that this book gradually turns you to a demon.
When I touched it, it did, right?
No, when you read the book. Reading the book will gradually turn you into a demon.
Uh-oh.
You're fine.
Oh, thank God. Thank the Lord. Thank the gods.
Yeah, you see, there was this chapter here that...
How much of this have you read?
A few chapters.
Oh, I'm gonna start like mulling around like this area, seeing if anything's like showing up, like any.
There's like a little bit of a bump in his head right around these areas.
Did you know about these? No.
Your forehead?
Yeah, no.
You know about your forehead.
No, Zug's forehead. There are like a couple of bumps in Zug's forehead. Very small. Very hard to identify.
Oh yeah, I bumped my head in the last battle.
Twice.
In two identical spots?
How asymmetrical of you. Oh, actually. Have you been actively reading this?
Yep.
One moment. Paul Abram aside. You don't know whose book that is, do you?
No, should I?
I was kind of like starting explaining to him what I've been seeing.
Other you had a henchman, didn't he?
Yeah.
What does the book do?
It's a little. The more reading it, the more I felt gross and evil, and I think it turns you more into a demon or something of that nature.
And your old henchman had it?
Yeah, it's something about Nico killing Candor, and then everything would be right in the city, Akunsaunt.
Wait, the city got attacked by demons, right? Some time ago?
Yes, in this timeline, yes.
And then right around that time was around the same time Nico stopped being Nico, and you started being Nico, right?
That's correct, right?
Yes.
Or that's accurate? Yes.
If Vinny's a demon, he probably would still be alive.
Of course he would be. Also, I'm a little
So we
worried.
can have Nico Stratus version back? Is that what's happening?
Nico
There's
is
so many
technically here
masks.
right now, just not enough of him to be relevant. Enough.
Also,
The shopping will continue.
Ooh, yes. My favorite shopping character. Also, we should probably be a little worried because I was looking at the stats on that vial and kind of flickered a little bit.
What do you mean flickered? It's always
Like-
static. Unless you put your blood in there.
Oh, no, I didn't. No.
And the thing is like lighting up like it doesn't understand reality.
It briefly flickered to like chaotic evil, and then it started showing traits of Nelik, right? They were Nelik's.
You couldn't
like,
see what traits. You did not roll well enough to see what traits. You just saw that it was flickering a number of different like things. Like different traits would change over at different times.
Okay.
But
Do I know
not
how
long enough for
frequently-
you to catch what they were.
Okay. Was it like kind of infrequent, or was it like?
Yeah, very infrequent and very quick that they would snap off. But you're pretty sure you saw things that could lead you to believe that they were Nelik traits. Or maybe Matic traits. They were somewhat similar to each other.
Yeah, maybe Nelik, maybe Medic. I might be jumping the gun here a little bit. Wait, that's a different guy. I might be like jumping to conclusions a little bit here, but we might want to be careful. He might have some. I don't know if the spike or
The disease or
yeah,
both.
yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. I didn't even think about that. Oh, that's a different person.
If it is both, can we check the disease? Let's get the disease in the vial, quick.
Yes, I'll make sure that the other one is dumped out completely.
Yep. And then he'll like dump a little bit of the disease vial. Well, actually, you still have the disease vial, right, Sug?
Yeah, I
Okay.
had.
Can you pour a little bit of the scrapings in?
All right.
You pour that in. Then it's dry, so it needs to be hydrated. So Abram will take a drop of water and mix it in there, and then you can kind of swirl it around for a moment, and it will kind of what's the word I'm looking for about water that it does?
Evaporate?
No, not evaporate. The thing where objects dissolve.
Hydrates? Oh, dissolve?
Dissolve is really weird, but fine. We'll say dissolve. You'll blend it around, and eventually you will get a number of lines that go across the bottle, and it will like identify the components used to make the bottle. And then the bottle stops working. What does it say?
Is it still colorful or?
No. It looks like a plain bottle now.
It's showing me exactly what it's showing you. I'm gonna try to like dump it out into pull up some container and try to dump it into the.
It is still a plain bottle. Did
the liquid come out?
The liquid came out, yeah.
Is there like actually I'll try to see if I can find like a minor magical like container of some sort, like a bucket or something that I could put then I'll dump it into that and kind of do some kind of magic detecting.
The bottle
into a different like minor like
you're
container.
You're detecting on the liquid or on the bottle?
On the container that I'm putting it in to see if it has any effect on the magic that is on that.
No.
Okay. So affected the liquid, but not the. I don't even know what
you
to
have
do
your
with it.
magic detection on, and you look back at the bottle. The bottle is mundane.
That's what I was afraid of.
It's what?
Yeah.
But what about? And it's not affecting the other container.
Nope.
Maybe was it trying to read it? Maybe the disease can affect magic that looks at it? Or that tries to consume part of it? If it's a disease based on consuming, and the bottle takes a slight sample of it, then perhaps the bottle got the disease, realized it had no history, and became historyless.
That's very concerning.
Wait, the bottle forgot who it was?
Yes. That could happen.
What item am I holding, by the way? Kind of like dish or something, or a cup or something. I'm assuming
You've
like
probably
something
got
to hold
cup.
the liquid.
Yeah, you've probably got a cup in your hand. This is probably like a cup where you can declare a liquid in it that you want in it.
Okay. Do I know the past of this thing?
Of the cup or the disease?
The cup.
Yes, you know some things about the past of this cup.
Okay, is there anything of note?
No,
like
not significant. This is a pretty boring cup.
Much less boring than my cool mixture thing that got destroyed.
Yes.
So it doesn't really have much of a past in that sense,
Not the
right?
no.
Nothing unique about it.
Nothing really unique about it.
Do you have something a little more unique that I could put this in?
What
With
are
a
you
little
planning?
bit more of a flavor or past. Something that I'm wondering if it is going to affect things that it touches, but this is more of a parlor trick.
But it hasn't lost its magical effect, so...
It hasn't, but I don't know if, I don't know. Oh, I don't want to touch that sword. That'd be bad.
I don't think it's going to work like that.
I wonder, actually, do I have any personal affects that I've had for a while? Like, nothing major, but...
yeah, you'd have some minor stuff here and there.
Like, something that, has, a personal history to me?
Yeah.
Interesting.
You have a number of items from your previous partner.
I don't want to take something of hers, though. That's not fair. Because if this works the way that I think it is, it's not fair for me to do that.
Well, there's always your what was current, but now, is lost somewhere. Because you had your previous one, which is the one who ascended to be the demigoddess, who is now referring to herself as the mistress. And you have the...
Spoiler alert.
You have the items from the second person that you travel with that was more in line with your actual alignment.
Oh yeah, the not archangel, but
yeah, she was like a deva of sorts.
Yeah. Well, I want to take something that has personal history for me, because what I'm wondering is if I touch it with something that has a history, if that history is lost, and it's not really fair.
I can tell you ahead of time, the history of it is not lost. It doesn't lose the history. It does not lose the history. It retains the history.
Okay, because I didn't want to do that and then erase their memories or something.
It does not. It does not. It does not erase the history.
Okay, and I guess I still know about the bottle, but I have no idea. I guess I'll try to detect magic on it.
On the
liquid?
The liquid is magical. Because the disease is magical.
Okay, so it's magical. I think that makes sense, I guess, but... Does it look any different than it did before?
No.
So it doesn't look like it consumed it in any way or anything like that. Okay, that's good, I guess. I don't need any kind of Katamari diseases going around here. Just snowballing out of control. I don't want to touch this. I don't know what to do with this. Where did you guys get this?
They said from a book, right? The one that Zug licked?
Yeah,
What was the book? I forget where we got that book from.
It was the Notes of Cadell Perry.
Oh.
What the hell is that? Oh man, I'm rolling
about as remember.
I'm rolling as well as I do in any other game. I don't remember.
He's one of the last remaining immortal wizards.
Okay,
he came in shortly before immortality became much more difficult.
Interesting. But he's not one of the people that created.
No, he's much later. He's last few hundred years.
Gotcha. Before the rules got rewritten.
Yep. Right before.
Ah. Fantastic. Alright. Wait a minute. Where did you guys say you found this? You don't happen to know, do you, Abram?
Now, they said it was in a book of someone's notes.
And do you have that book still, guys? Anybody? Don't feel like you need to raise your hands all at once. Like,
I thought we left it at Zug's place.
That book was in the ministry's library, and is
We couldn't take it with us, right?
yes.
That seems problematic. The blood was on there?
Well, it's there, but only I could see it.
That's new information.
It's thanks to this little piece of glass you gave me.
Oh, yes. Oh, no.
Spoken like
So
somebody
what do
just
I
realized
look
what
like
that
now in
means.
the demonical, James?
The demonical?
Yeah, with the monocle, how do I look now with the spike in my head?
Oh
Does
my
it have
god.
multiple colors,
So
or?
yeah, you have the monocle in at all times, don't you?
Yep.
So now looking
The-
at Meg
the
doesn't look
demonical.
like Meg. Meg looks like a male gnome with little eye stalks coming out of her head. Out of his head.
Oh,
That's horrifying.
that's
Thank
the
you.
thing, huh? Hey,
But also
Buzz,
occasionally flickers to look like Charles.
it was a periodic.
Okay, that's even more horrifying.
I was experimenting in the 2010s. I don't, Is it so wrong for a guy?
Actually,
wants to
as
know?
I'm sitting and watching, I'm not saying anything. It's just I'm making faces like,
One of the eye stalks kind of looks over
yeah.
at you.
Sketto was
it's-
like, "Hey, what can you
I
do?"
forgot all about that.
Oh.
Actually, speaking of that, there was a moment
It was on the
where-
alienist path.
There was a moment where you'd have been looking at Zug, and Zug would have looked like a massive creature with these giant tentacles coming off of his face, and these eyes that glow bright red, and this long backed head and this large purple body.
Good thing I was trying to figure out how to get dildos out of the table at the time.
Yeah, yeah.
You would not have gotten any dildos. Well, actually, I think somebody else pulled that out in that prank that was played on him from a long time ago.
That's also in the future.
Oh yeah, technically it is.
That was in the future, so
That's
it's not
right.
in there.
Didn't you try to do that last time?
Yeah, but that's in the future. We haven't done it yet.
Oh, yeah, you're
We
right.
haven't gotten back to the future yet.
I haven't died
Oh,
yet,
no.
so we're not there.
Well, that's good. Have you gotten the voices in your head yet? Voice, rather?
That's still future.
No, because we're not there yet. I haven't
Ah.
died. I gotta die first.
You said a lot of stuff has to repeat the same actions, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. The further detached, I think the more of the actions stay the same, I believe. But
What?
I mean, if you're removing things from the time stream, and
This
isn't
is,
that how that works?
You gotta
I
make
think
them
it's-
re-removed.
Yeah.
I'm not getting eaten again. That's not.
No.
That's not working. The only kind of eating I'm getting has got nothing to do with a Shuggoth.
I don't know what you mean.
I'm gonna willingly choose not to know what you mean. Erase that part of my memory. This was the ministry, not that ministry, the other ministry.
Every day is Halloween.
This
So he
is
walks.
Oh man.
Thinking about this, Gimbal, you know what that building looks like, right? The
What's
old
that?
building that you guys used to stay in?
Yeah, I know what it looks
The
like.
our fortress.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's dangerous for the two of us to go out there. But if Gimbal knows what the building looks like, they might be able to find that building.
The wine cellar and all my stuff.
Yeah, I guess all the things you would have had in that there, yeah.
Huh.
Are you in for it?
I,
So we have to go acquire yet another winery?
Just find it. And it's not a winery. It was originally a, like, sort of barracks of sorts. People stayed in it.
Like I said,
You'll
we have
know
to
when
go
you find
acquire
it.
and-
The basement had, like, an evil altar at the bottom of it, right?
Oh, we've
Oh.
already acquired it.
what? You acquired it?
That's where Zug's books came from.
different
Oh.
place, technically.
Jeez.
Wait, so which evil altar are we referring to? The one we knew of or a different one?
Well, they're referring to the evil altar that you guys had in this game, but Abram and Kandor are referring to the evil altar that was in the other groups.
Okay, how about the one at
Okay, so-
Al's place? How about that evil altar? Was that it? Does every building in this town take and have an evil altar in the basement? I want to get out of this damn volcano more now than ever.
I need to know who designed the floor plans of these buildings.
I didn't realize I'd done that until now.
It was
Whoever
the-
designed them is very clearly a worshiper of whatever evil god that is that you make blood sacrifices to.
Could you see that? Okay, we finished your house.
And now we have to come install the blood altar.
Well, you get a discount on the house,
Mandatory.
though.
Sorry, building code. Gotta have one.
We did have to put a blood altar in.
I kind of want to write that into.
So you
the
may not
Blade
want to go in the
building code.
basement unless it's your jam, in which case it's there for you.
Sorry there.
Yeah.
Don't keep anything down there.
I'm writing this into the Blade building code now, just so that now every
All
place.
houses have to have a blood altar.
Of a certain size, depending on the size of the
Depending on
house.
the
Yeah.
size of the house. But it doesn't matter because the basement will generally wind up being larger than the house is for some reason.
No, you
With
guys.
3 secret
Track of
exits.
You guys' basement only had no secret exits, but and wasn't bigger than the house, technically.
It wasn't Al's?
Oh yeah, Al's was bigger than the house,
Yeah, okay, there we go.
and it had 2 secret exits.
Yep. Oh, I'm sorry. I said 3. You meant 2. I got it.
We didn't
That's 'cause it's
have
a
any
newer
secret
model.
exits or blood altars in our basement. It was a basement where we kept a machine down in it.
No,
we
that
sacrificed.
actually
Duplicating.
that did start with a evil altar in it. That got discovered after you had left the party.
Because
Oh,
didn't why can't I remember which character of Tom's? He like did some sort of blood sacrifice in there, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
God, everywhere. Tom just putting evil altars. Thanks, buddy.
Was that Matic? That would have been
That's
Matic,
actually
right?
what
Yeah.
Zug used to do. Zug used to work for the zoning committee. We're gonna get this done right.
Yeah, he got to put in all the regs, right?
Why do you have
You'll-
so many
you'll go to
points
the
and
very
craft
bottom
blood
page.
altars?
Go to the
It's gone through
subsection A
plumbing.
of Part B.
It's gone through the plumbing department, the electrical department, building maintenance, and the blood altar department.
Zug is like doing an inspection of the building. All right, the plumbing's up to code. The masonry's looking good. Notice you didn't have a blood altar in the basement. I'd like to remind you about local code 387.
You got 90
You
days to
will need to have a
resubmit
blood
that.
altar. Yeah.
You got 90 days to resubmit the plans.
Whew. You better make some time to stand in those lines though, because it's gonna be a while.
They're blade lines too, so they switch all the time.
Oh God.
I just imagine like the Mad Hatter, just like
Yes, all participants in line A now please move to line C. All participants in line C please move to line E. E move to line A. Everyone in D please leave.
oh god,
So back to the original question. Which blood altar are you talking about?
the one in the R Fortress.
Does it have a winery or a brothel in it?
Now I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I don't think that
Did
it
it
would.
then?
It didn't then.
No,
If it
there was a
housed
chef.
people, were they banging?
There was a chef in there,
Yes.
but
a
not
very good
not in
chef.
that part. But
Were they cooking
And he
human
was a
meat?
ghost, right?
he was bound to the kitchen, I believe.
Yes, he couldn't leave the kitchen.
I thought we offered him a way out. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe.
I think the way out was him being sent to the afterlife.
Oh yeah.
Did you help
But-
me cross up? Did you get what's her name? The Ghost Whisperer?
No, nor
make
was
him
John
that one
Edwards
perfect
involved.
dish. What's that?
Nor was John Edwards involved.
No, it was John Edwards.
Although, I mean, if you guys are going over there anyways, there's a specific cork I'd like you to find. Very specific cork. Yes, cork.
And
yes.
then bottle.
Yes. That was what it was, right, Steve? The item? Because it copied whatever I put it into, right?
No, you had to have a whole machine built around it.
There's a whole machine.
I thought that
you put the bottle into the machine.
That's right.
You corked it into the machine, and that would allow it to reproduce that wine.
Yes.
And as of the last you saw, it has 2 wines in it presently. Or it had 2 wines in it.
Yes. Well, if you find that machine, that'd be very helpful.
More importantly, you now know, you also, I'm being reminded of this, sorry, out of character, and this would be you probably remembering this as well. You could probably find someone who's selling those 2 wines and identify whether or not the machine does still exist. If you also wanted proof, and then maybe a way to track it down.
Ooh.
Oh, because one of those, because that fancy elven wine he was talking about. Which one was the other one?
The other one, I don't remember which one the other one is. I only have the elven wine in my notes, but I had that there were 2 in there.
Was it? Well, which one was the elven one? It was like an elven.
It was like a hundreds of years old elven wine.
I thought maybe there was something dragon something.
Yeah, there was something dragon something.
I sort of remember that, but
okay, so I'm not alone in remembering that. Yeah,
the dragon blood was the lesser of the 2 vintages to get all whiny on it.
Yeah, and that one might be a lot easier to find then. Well,
I don't know, but the elven wine was so rare. I mean, we were getting thousands of gold pieces a bottle for it.
Well, yeah. In order to track the machine, we would need the wine, correct?
The wine would help track the machine. Yes.
Yeah.
So getting the elven one would be a lot easier to do then, right?
Potentially, yes.
Okay.
Either one would be useful though.
Yes, I mean if you could find the other one, that'd be splendid. But
well, we just look for both.
You could, yeah. I don't see why not.
Because if they're using the machine, probably they're making both because they were both very expensive wines.
That is true. One of them was like, yeah, because the other one would have been like top shelf regardless, like top shelf like a normal place now. The other one is like collector.
Yes. It's the kind of wine that you only serve when you have to impress someone because your life depends on it.
Well, all right. I think we'll have to hit the bars then.
Okay.
So, do you guys like bars? Do you guys like going to bars? I'm asking my new friends.
Would you like to go to ours?
I perform at one.
Go to ours or, the crappy one where she does stuff at. Where we've been tricked into staying forever.
Oh, that's a different one then.
Which, by the way, by the time we walk out of this room, you're going to owe them a butt ton of time. Oh, and we're going to owe them a butt ton of money.
This does not sound like fun. What is this? I don't know how does a goblin accent sound, by the way, Steve?
Goblins can mostly sound normal. Sometimes they're a little higher pitched than usual.
Okay. All right, well, I'm going to hang around the goblin so I can affect an even higher pitched voice.
I forgot about that. What kind of potential additional side effects might he have given his circumstances?
Side effects.
Leaving the building.
Side effects will include being like flip-flopped multiple days, obviously, and probably a lot of like temporal like flashing. So there may be like information that it's really hard to tell actually.
Well, specifically from the leaving the house, because leaving the house has that effect of the losing days and such, right?
Yeah, but his mind is tied to other minds. That's really not going to be as affected by the time. But he might reset personality stepping out the door.
Okay, I'll make sure to warn him about that, because Gimbo wouldn't know about just leaving the house in general.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
That's a
So
good point,
Gimbal is
Harcourt.
warned that like days will skip after you walk out the door.
I'm gonna go to the table and go ahead and give Harcourt a gold star for remembering that.
Gee, thanks. I'm going to put it on the puppet.
Okay, excellent.
I like that.
Does he have his jacket?
No, he does not have the same
His
jacket.
his vest, I mean.
Because you didn't get the orange one made up, right?
Not yet.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't in this timeline yet.
Yep.
Ooh.
That's in the future.
I'm gonna
Haven't
do
done it
some. I'm gonna do some mental math and like try to figure out how far in the future that is.
Actually, you realize it probably should have happened already.
Yeah, it should have passed by now.
Yeah.
Do you have your vest?
No, it hasn't happened yet. Or it
No, I'm asking
happened.
that in character.
No, Candor. It hasn't. It happened. It already happened, but it hasn't happened to me.
Oh, that's right. You do remember. Okay, I forgot. You also
Yeah,
remember
because
the-
somebody else paid for it.
There's one more
Yes.
thing before we kind of move to, because we're getting a little short on time, but I want one more check from you, Candor. One more D20 roll.
Okay. Before I do that, I'm gonna try to check the table.
For his outfit, it is not there.
Yeah. Drats.
It was in a Shugget's belly.
Oh yeah.
I think that's still enough with what your knowledge bonus would be. One thing you're sort of remembering, extraplanar creatures outside of this world are not affected by temporal changes mentally. And they don't get flipped backwards in time if time rolls backwards. So let's say you're a powerful evil person who lives in the abyss. You would not, and all of a sudden time rolls back hundreds of years. You would still have all the memories you have from the current day, plus an extra few hundred years of memory, of time to learn more, knowing what's about to happen. And it would
I'd be like,
it would kind of click in your head as to why trying to keep the timeline stable these last few hundred years has been so difficult.
because it'd be like going back and having all the same memories, but reliving
right,
your life.
but the demons know what they're doing, and they're always kind of, the demons and devils and other like evil outsiders are always one step ahead of you, because they too also know what's happening, and they're making extra changes on top of the changes that have happened.
Fantastic. So you guys know a lot about extraplanar creatures, right?
Oh.
No. So, like demons, devils, if they go back in time, if
if the world goes back in time,
the world goes
ones
back in time,
outside
my
of the
apologies.
world don't go back in time.
The ones that aren't native to this plane, if the plane resets back in time, as it has, they wouldn't reset their memories. The physical body would, though, right? It would go back to
only the things that are outside of this world, right? So if
they're currently an extraplanar creature in this world, though,
their memories will reset. Those outside of the world will not.
Gotcha.
Which means that the powerful evil outsiders, the lords of hell, the lords of the demons, and etc., and potentially the Kashram, will also not have their memories reset.
The ones that are sending all these guys to do their bidding,
Correct.
essentially. Yeah, so like those really evil guys like lords and Kashran and all those guys that live outside of this plane, their memory wouldn't reset. So they would already know what happened and be able to make changes in addition to the changes that are already happening, given they roll back the time. So I don't know how relevant that is, but it might be something that you need to remember.
Something we will need to remember.
Yeah.
Need to remember a lot of things.
Yes. So if you're hunting down any extraplanar beings that exist outside of this plane before the time went back, then they would know about all that.
So
Luckily,
rings.
we're
so,
not.
so right now we're adding extraplanar creatures to our shopping list.
No, don't bring any of those here. No, absolutely not. Well, just in case you guys come across any big bad evil guys like Kashram.
You look at Sug when you do that?
I'm gonna kind of look past and then stop looking and look at him for a second, and anything like that.
Yeah.
Okay, extraplanar creatures. I'm putting them on the shopping list anyways.
If only I had waited till him that. That'd be really helpful for him to know.
Extraplanar.
That's unfortunate.
Asterisk, don't bring to Abram's house.
Yeah.
I don't have ways to send messages to different continents. Do I? Drats.
Not yet. It's something you've been trying to... Well, the biggest problem is you don't have a way to, send those messages past certain barriers.
Oh my god, my project never got finished.
Which project?
Well,
yeah, me and Nico Stratus were trying to develop a global communication network.
Yep.
We wanted to invent early cell phones.
Of statues that you could communicate.
That would also force feed you news and ads.
Oh man, I wanted to get one on every continent. I had dreams, people. Dreams.
Well, now you still probably will half the time. So you'll dream the entire time, but yeah.
Will I dream of electric sheep?
Only if you're an android.
Thank you.
We're not on that
Otherwise,
continent. We're not on that continent to do that. That's a different one. That's the one with all the guns and But yes, I'm gonna make down a mental note to remind Cassius next time you meet him for the first time about this information.
Next time you meet him for the first time. All right. With that, I think the 5 of you have gotten a lot of information.
It's a lot of information.
Charles, you'll need to make a new Gimbal character that is the same level as Meg.
He gets 2 character sheets.
And you will start each day giving me a roll of D2. 1 means that you are Gimbal, 2 means that you are Meg.
Oh, that's going to be interesting. One is a sorcerer and one is an oracle.
Yep.
Before they leave, I'll let them know how to remove it in case of emergency.
Okay.
Without killing him.
So just pulling isn't the method?
You can pull that out in an emergency situation, but since it went in a little bit more difficult in his head, like you saw, when it hammered in, it didn't quite land right. So if they pull it out, it could cause some significant damage.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, how carefully did I pull it out of Zug's head?
You didn't pull it out. Meg pulled it
out.
I'm a doctor.
And Meg didn't fail, or Zug didn't fail his fortitude save. Meg did.
Okay.
Meg sure did. Because Meg has 0 fortitude.
Yep. She has 3.
I suck. Wow, 6 level gimbal, huh? Okay. Oh, I don't have my tentacles yet, right?
No, you do not.
Oh, that's gonna suck. I'd grown used to those eye stalks. Is there a Pathfinder aberration? Yeah, there's a bloodline, but you don't get the... Anyway, We'll talk about it.
We will talk about it later. All right, let me dish out some XP.
Oh, so excited.
There is a lot of information that has been gained here. Hopefully, people were paying attention.
Nope.
Everybody can take. Everybody can take 1,500 XP for the session.
15,000
Nope,
XP.
1,500.
Yeah, 15,000.
Oops.
And then Zug gets 200 XP for the recap.
Nope.
Zug continues to operate in delusion.
For another 200 XP.
Well, if he didn't before, he's going to now.
All right. Are there any other questions before we wrap up?
Recap bonus.
How much talking did you do during that session?
What was I supposed to do?
Go ahead and take
It had
another.
nothing
Go
to
ahead and
do
take
with
300.
I think you and Gimbal
She
will
did-
get along.
She did slightly more
Whereas,
than Delphine.
Whereas Meg likes snacks and telling jokes, Gimbal likes telling jokes and drinking. They ought to be similar.
Drinking's a snack, right?
Yeah. I did spend a lot of money on wine. That's for real.
I do remember that.
That was a thing.
All right. Well, I'm going to wrap up the stream. So thanks everybody for watching. Good night.
Good night.
All right.
Thank you.